Did you know that Kansas City, the largest city in Missouri, spans almost 100 square miles more than Chicago, Illinois? Yet its population is only around 510,000 compared to Chicago's staggering 2.6 million? This means that Chicago has a population density of about 11,400 people per square mile, over 7 times denser than Kansas City's 1,600 people per square mile. And Kansas City isn't the only large American city that feels surprisingly empty. In fact, there are several well-known cities across the U.S. that, despite their size, remain eerily underpopulated. Today, we'll explore 10 large American cities that seem emptier than you'd expect, and uncover the surprising reasons why. Despite having a population of almost 547,000 people, Tucson remains one of the emptiest cities in America. The city covers approximately 241 square miles, resulting in a relatively low population density of just 2,267 people per square mile. But here's the interesting part. Tucson's population density is actually decreasing. Over the past decade, it has dropped by 1.15%, making it one of the few major cities in the U.S. that is becoming less dense over time. Why is this happening? One major reason is urban sprawl. Tucson is incredibly spread out, and as the city continues to expand, new developments push outward rather than building upward. The result? A city that feels vast and open, with plenty of space but fewer densely packed neighborhoods. Ironically, Tucson's low density may actually be attracting more people, especially those looking to escape the congestion of other cities. Some studies suggest that people seeking a balance between urban convenience and open space are relocating to Tucson. New Orleans, a city famous for its vibrant music scene, Mardi Gras celebrations, and rich history. You'd expect it to be packed with residents. However, despite having a total population of 369,000 people, its population density is only about 2,181 people per square mile. One major reason? Hurricanes. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans, causing widespread destruction and displacing nearly 100% of the population. The city's population plummeted from 450,000 to just 208,000 in a single year. And while many residents returned over time, New Orleans never fully recovered its pre-Katrina numbers. Crime is another factor. In 2023, WalletHub ranked New Orleans 14th in the nation for homicide rates, further discouraging potential residents from settling down permanently. Memphis, Tennessee, is home to nearly 620,000 people, yet its population density remains a mere 2,291 per square mile, a surprisingly low number for a city of its size. What's driving people away? Crime and economic struggles. While many cities saw a decrease in homicide rates in 2023, Memphis saw its violent crime rate triple in recent years. Additionally, economic instability has pushed many people to relocate elsewhere. A lack of job opportunities and rising poverty levels have made Memphis one of the hardest places to find financial stability. In fact, a study by the Milken Institute ranked Memphis 135th out of 200 cities in job growth, wage growth, and housing affordability. Tulsa, Oklahoma, might surprise you. With a population of 412,000, you'd expect it to be a relatively dense city. But with a land area of 197.5 square miles, its population density is just 2,085 per square mile. Unlike Memphis, Tulsa is actually growing, but at a slow pace. One key initiative that's helped boost its numbers is Tulsa Remote, a program that offers $10,000 grants to remote workers who agree to relocate. But while people are moving in, the city is struggling to keep up. A lack of affordable housing has caused a 6.6% rise in homelessness, a trend that has continued nearly every year since 2015. Virginia Beach is one of those cities that feels a lot more populated than it actually is, especially during the summer months. Each year, nearly 13.6 million tourists visit Virginia Beach, making it seem like a bustling hub. However, its actual year-round population is only about 455,000. This stark contrast makes Virginia Beach one of the least densely populated large cities in the U.S., with just 1,862 people per square mile. But unlike other cities on this list, Virginia Beach's population density has been growing, increasing by 2.45% since 2010. A major reason for its low density is its large land area, spanning 244 square miles. For comparison, New York City, the most densely populated city in America, has a land area of 270 square miles, but holds over 8 million residents. Kansas City, Missouri, has a surprisingly low population density of 1,619 people per square mile. With a land area of 314.7 square miles and a population of just over 500,000, the city feels significantly more spread out compared to denser urban centers. Unlike other cities on this list, Kansas City's population has been growing. Since 2010, its population density has increased by 7.54%. The city's affordability has been a major draw, with Go Banking rates listing it as one of the most affordable places to live. However, most of this growth is happening in the surrounding metropolitan area, not the city center. While the suburbs are expanding, the downtown area has seen a decline in population. One major factor behind this is crime. In 2020, Kansas City had the 8th highest violent crime rate in the U.S., and crime rates remain a concern today. This could be discouraging potential residents from moving into the city's core, instead opting for safer suburban communities. Like Virginia Beach, Nashville is a city that feels more crowded than it really is, thanks to its huge influx of tourists. In 2022 alone, 14.4 million visitors flooded into the city, creating the illusion of a much denser population. However, Nashville's actual population is just under 700,000, and its population density is one of the lowest among major cities at 1,456 people per square mile. That being said, Nashville is growing fast. Its population density has increased by 10.77% since 2010, and about 100 people move to Nashville every day. While growth can be beneficial, some locals worry that the rapid expansion is causing problems like higher housing costs and longer commute times. For families, Nashville's public school system is another downside. A recent poll found that 51% of parents rated local schools negatively, though that number has improved from 62% the previous year. Jacksonville is a city that seems empty until tourist season hits. Every day, an estimated 28,000 overnight visitors and 30,000 daytime tourists flood into the city. In total, Jacksonville welcomes 22 million visitors per year. Despite these numbers, Jacksonville itself is very low density. It has a population density of just 1,300 people per square mile, one of the lowest among major U.S. cities. However, its total population is relatively large at 970,000, spread across an enormous 747.3 square miles, which is only 25% smaller than the entire state of Rhode Island. But Jacksonville may not feel empty for long. Since 2010, its population density has increased by 10.75%, and its overall population has risen by 18% over the past 12 years. Oklahoma City, like Tulsa, is another Oklahoma city that feels surprisingly empty. With a population density of just 1,146 people per square mile, it's one of the least dense large cities in America. That's despite the fact that Oklahoma City has seen significant growth. Since 2010, its population density has risen by 12.53%, and its total population now stands at 694,000. One major reason for its low density? It's incredibly spread out. With a total land area of 606.5 square miles, Oklahoma City is the second largest city by land area on this list, after Jacksonville. While the city is growing, Oklahoma as a whole has faced challenges. A recent report ranked Oklahoma as the second worst state to live in due to factors like unpredictable weather, high uninsured rates, drug problems, and homelessness. These factors may explain why Oklahoma City hasn't attracted as many residents as other rapidly growing cities. Oklahoma City might feel empty, but Anchorage takes isolation to another level. Alaska is the third least populated state in the U.S., with only about 730,000 residents. But it's not just the low population that stands out. Alaska is also the least densely populated state, with just 1.3 people per square mile. This trend extends to Anchorage, which has a population of 287,000, but a land area of 1,706.9 square miles. That gives it an extremely low population density of just 168 people per square mile, the lowest of any city on this list. Why so empty? For starters, Anchorage is incredibly isolated. It doesn't have the job opportunities or economic appeal of major metropolitan areas. Additionally, Alaska is one of the most expensive states to live in, ranking as the fifth most expensive in the U.S. by cost of living. So, if you're looking for wide open spaces and solitude, Anchorage might be perfect. But for most people, the extreme isolation and high costs keep them away. Each of these cities has its own unique story, whether it's natural disasters, economic downturns, crime, or shifting population trends. Yet despite their low population densities, they all hold undeniable potential. So what does the future hold? Will these cities find a way to attract more people, or will they continue to empty out? One thing's for sure, urban landscapes in America are changing, and the reasons why may be more complex than we ever imagined. What do you think? Would you ever move to one of these empty cities? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories.